Thank you.
Progress.
Oh, for being patient as we get going here. We're going to go live in the Facebook group. So anyone who wants to join us there can share to the group. Is everybody ready for Christmas? Does everybody feel like they're ready for Christmas? How's everybody doing as far as that goes? Is that a funny joke? Am I cracking jokes? Are you guys all, did you guys get all your shopping done? Everybody good there? No, not so much. You're ready? Oh, good. I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. My husband actually warned me this year. He said, Alyssa, I have heard so much. He's like, he watches the news. He's like an old man, right? He's an old curmudgeon man. He watches the news. And so he's always like in the know about everything. He's like, there's going to be a lot of warehouse issues. There's going to be a lot of shipping issues. He's like, I recommend if you want to be ready for Christmas, you need to make sure that you get all your shopping done early. And I was like, okay, great. I will do that. And so I did. I followed the instructions. I did well. The only problem I have had this year has to do with my team's gifts. So Allie, Alexis, and Danielle all come to my house on Christmas Eve because it's my birthday. I'm going to be 34 on Christmas Eve. And so they will all be coming to my house on Christmas Eve, and their gifts this year are giving me the biggest headache. It is so funny. Even though I was well prepared, part of their gift I ordered on November 23rd. It was in a box. I opened the box when I received it on, I think it was November 27th. I took a piece of it out. It was totally fine. I was like, okay, this is great. This is what I ordered. I put a piece back, and keep in mind, I ordered 3 of them, put it back. It was fine. Today, when I went to take it out to put it into their gift bags, realized 2 of the 3 were broken. So luckily I have an amazing executive assistant, Brianna. I messaged Brianna. I was like, Brianna, can you contact this Etsy person? I had these special made, right? I was like, can you contact the Etsy person and see if they could remake a part of this gift and have it quickly shipped to me so I could have it in time. And so they are going to be able to get it to me by Friday. Another part of the gift, I had my mom helping take care of had it special ordered like months ago. Literally, we've been talking about this. It's probably only a couple weeks ago, but it feels like forever. They're like, yep, we'll be able to get it to you. This is another part of their gift. She's going to pick it up, goes to pick it up. Nope, we can't get it. So then she goes to another place. Nope, we can't get it. Had to send her to a third place. They're like, yes, we have a bunch of these. We can get them to you. She goes there. They're like, no, we don't have a bunch. We only have like 3. I was like, oh my gosh. So I swear the only people that I've had a hard time shopping for is the people on my team this year. Everybody else was done, even though I prepared well in advance. So it's funny. But they're, as usual, just being a major pain in my ass. No, I'm just kidding. They're not. I love them. So welcome to the Moneymaker Live show. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Yes. Do I have any 34-year-olds on the call today? Anyone else 34? Does anyone happen to be 34 on here? Anyone? I have some I wishes and I used to be. How's 34? Tell me, what do I have to look forward to at 34? I've heard, which is 43 count. It's reversed. I like that. You enjoyed being 34. I heard that 33 and 34 are your Jesus years, which is very interesting to me. I heard it's like, I've heard some things about like, and I'm not super religious. I don't have like super strong faith by any means. But what I have heard is that there is like a burning down of who you used to be in 33 and 34. And you like, they're called your Jesus years because you like step into your own, like you like break into your own, you really just own who you are. And I totally feel that. I really feel that. Yes, Caroline. Yeah. It's like you break open. And so I've heard your Jesus years, like you really just let it all loose and you're like, this is who I am, and you own it. So I love that. I've heard that, and I really think that's true. I feel like these last 2 years, this last year, 33 was huge for me. I really feel like I owned who I was, and 34, I think I definitely plan to do more of that. So love that. All right. What are we talking about today? I don't have any massive things to talk about. Honestly, there's quite a few of you on today. I would love to kind of do some hot seat coaching right before Christmas. I would love to hear what your guys' massive goals are for the next year. This is not something that I think people typically do on coaching calls, but I think are on free calls, right? But I think what would be really helpful for everybody is if we talked about some things. So why don't we have some people maybe talk about what is one of your major problems right now, that if I could solve something for you, what is it? Put it in the notes. And while you're doing that, let's solve some problems today. While we're doing that, and I'll make sure it's relevant for everybody, right? So put a problem in the chat. I'll pick a couple and I'll solve it, but I'll make sure it's relevant for everybody on the call. Let's do that. Let's do it that way. And then while you're doing that, what I'm going to talk about is some big things that, some big things, milestones that happen for us as well. So this week, actually, we crossed over. Number one, something that really, really important thing that happened for us. And I've talked about this quite a bit lately, but I wanted to talk about it again. We just did a 6-figure launch. And it was like the easiest 6 figures ever. Easiest, like right before Christmas, not a big deal. And it really happened because we played our game. We didn't listen to anybody else. We just decided we were going to do what's best for us, right? A lot of times I see that entrepreneurs, accountants, anyone who's really like, they have a goal in mind, and instead of focusing on what they need, they focus on what everybody else is telling them to do, right? So I came to this conclusion last week that I was going to make money the way I used to make money, right? Like, how do I make money? I just riff online, right? Like, there was a time back before many of you may have even known who I was. We're talking 2018, 2019, where I didn't know how to make money online. So I just did what came easy. And that was just to talk online, right? I would hit the go live button and I would just riff on things. And then I'd have a call to action, right? So really great tip for you guys. If you ever want to go live online, it really is hook, add some value, give some testimonial, give some social proof, talk about the mechanism, talk about how you're going to help them get there, and then have a call to action. And that's really all I did. It's all I've ever been doing, right? And so I just do that. And that's what I did last week. And we ended up with a 6-figure launch because of it, right before Christmas. And I'll tell you guys, December historically has been one of our worst months. There have been previous years where I did not pay myself in order to pay my team during December, because December is one of our worst months. This year I was able to give my team, so my core team members, I was able to give them bonuses, paid myself. We've had a really great December. So Another thing that happened, we well over crossed $1 million cash collected this year. And, I want to talk about something related to that, hitting 7 figures cash collected. Everybody's always trying to do it faster, and they compare themselves. I talked to my team about this morning, that there were people I used to compare myself to in my industry, people that I was doing it alongside of, where maybe we started around the same time, or they started a few years before me, or started after me, right? And I would be like, man, how did they do it faster than me? Or how did they start at the same time as me? And I would get frustrated because it seemed like they were moving at light speed and I wasn't doing it as fast as them. What I want to tell you about some of these people is some of them are either not in business any longer. They're not in business. I have certain people that I hired to be my coach that no longer have businesses, no longer are even in business. Many of my mentors that I hired because they grew businesses faster than me and I wanted to know how they did it so fast, they're not even in business, right? What does that say to you? They burned themselves right out of business. Speed, I love speed, but speed is not always the best way. And here's when. This is when speed is not great. When you are not able to sustain providing the most value to your clients. This is when I see shit hit the fan, when people go off the rails, when they get too fucking greedy, you guys. And I have other people in the industry that I'm looking at. Maybe some of you know them. Maybe you know who I'm talking about, who I can compare to myself right now. And they're maybe doing about the same cash collected, maybe doing about the same revenue as me right now. Maybe they're a little above me, right? And I look at them and I say, oh, they're doing a little more than me. But how? How are they doing more than me, right? Because I know I offer a better product. How did they grow faster than me when we started about the same time? But then what happens is I get those people, their old clients on the phone with us, crying because the product that they were delivered was not good. Why? Because the guru that really isn't a guru, they just grew really fast because their marketing tactic helped them grow really fast, but it wasn't sustainable for them to continue to deliver at a pace that allowed them to actually continually produce the same result over and over and over again. I've never allowed that to happen. I never allowed that to happen in my company. Anytime I felt like, oh shit, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. We can't take on any more clients right now because I'm too nervous that if we take on another bunch of clients, these people would be unhappy. It just happened to us recently. We brought on a bunch of clients after our last event in October, and we slowed down a little bit. I was like, we got to make sure all these people are taken care of. Let's make sure all these people are taken care of. And a lot of people say this, they say this as a marketing tactic. We actually fucking do it. We do it because we really care. We really are like, let's make sure this new cohort that just came on, let's make sure they really are taken care of. Let's do something with them. Let's make sure they're all feeling at home, make sure they're really getting taken care of, make sure we have our system set up. Let's see where we broke the system a little bit because we brought on 20 new people at a time. And that was a lot for us to handle. What can we do better? And our team talked about it. We talked about it a lot. And we put a few more systems in place. Okay, now we know how to bring on 20 people at a time. We could do that again, right? Now we know how to do that. So now let's grow a little more the next time. But most people don't do that. They think right out of the gate, they're like, oh, 100, 200, right? And they keep going. And what happens is you can't get in touch with the guru anymore unless it's about bringing on a new client. There's not one single one of my clients that can't contact me. And I hope it never happens that it's like that. And in fact, I know it never will be. And we actually talked about this today on our team meeting. We talked about the fact that in the year of 2023, we only plan on bringing 100 people into our mastermind, only 100. We're not going to bring on more than 100, right? I have a goal to have a $10 million company. I want to do 10 million cash collected every single year, right? That's not going to happen in 2023. Why? Because I'm only going to bring on 100 new people. That's only 2.5 million cash collected, right? And that's not going to include bootcamp sales. That won't include our Bootcamp Plus subscription plan, right? That won't include book sales, our 7 Magic Posts. It won't include event tickets, right? So there's other ways that we're going to bring money. Won't include, we have affiliate sales. So there's other ways we can make money. Absolutely. So can we end up doing a $5 million year? Yes. Yes, we absolutely can. But I can't do 10 million next year. And does that hurt my feelings? Does it upset me? No, because I want to make sure it's sustainable. I want to make sure that we can deliver that. And we were able to bring on 80 new mastermind clients this year in a way that felt good, in a way that I know that each person felt taken care of, right? In a way that they were immersed into our community. That's important to me. So I want to talk about that because often people want to grow fast, but they don't think about the logistics of it. And so I want you to think about, it's not just about growing fast. It's not just about growing to make more money, right? And a lot of times we compare ourselves to other people's speed of growth and the money that they're making. But a lot of times, not only are those people letting their clients down, and I see that happen a lot. I see that happen in the accounting industry. I see that happen in the coaching industry. But the other side of this is I also see those people fucking miserable. I know what goes on behind closed doors. I have the liberty of hanging out with them. I've done tequila shots with these guys. I've heard their divorce stories. I've heard the fact that they never see their kids. Right? I know what's going on, and they haven't been true to themselves. What they say out loud is not actually what's going on. And so success is not measured by the speed at which they've made millions of dollars. It took me a long time to learn that. Took me a long time to learn that. I spent so many years, you guys. I spent so many fucking years comparing my bank account, comparing my value to the fact that I didn't make $1 million in cash yet. And now that we actually did it, yes, I'm going to use the fuck word. If you don't like it, please get off of my live. Like, it's fine. I'm an adult. I'm 33. I'll be 34 in 3 days. I say fuck. Please leave if you don't like it. It's fine. We're adults here. I very much am who I am, and I'm very okay with it. So I also have faith. Like, I also have a lot of other things, and I don't think anyone needs to judge people by the way that they talk. Okay. So I spent a lot of time thinking that I wasn't going to be good enough until I hit $1 million in cash. Man, I feel really emotional saying this. And now that we actually did it, I feel bad for the girl that thought she wasn't good enough. Every version of me up until now was always good enough. Right? Can you imagine Can you imagine if I would have told you last year I wasn't good enough because I didn't make enough money, because we only did, I think we did 580 something in cash last year. And the year before that, we did like 490 in cash. Like, can you imagine if I would have told you guys that? Like, and that's how I was feeling, but I would have never said that out loud. Like, I wasn't ever going to be good enough until today, until Monday, because on Monday is the day that it actually happened. We knew it was going to happen over a month ago. We were like, wow, we're going to do it this year. This is the first year we're going to hit $1 million in cash, right? But I never felt good enough. In fact, can you guys believe that there was a time where I didn't even think I was good enough to speak on a stage until I made $1 million in cash in a year? Which blows my mind. Blows my mind that I didn't even think my message was important enough for anyone to hear until I made enough money. And what pisses me off is that if any one of you would have said that to me, I would be shaking you, right? So I'm saying this to you. I'm being vulnerable with you right now and sharing this because the money now, today, right now, after we did it, we found out on Monday, I don't even care. I don't even care. It means nothing. I accomplished so many other things this year that I care about that doesn't even matter. I spoke on so many stages that meant so much more to me than hitting $1 million in cash. Right? I don't even barely care that we did it. Like, it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm a completely different person now. I don't feel any more valuable. And so to have me put this big feeling on bank account and money made and build it up, I'm sharing this moment with you right now because if you've built up in your head that you're going to be somebody more important or you're going to be more valuable as soon as you hit 6 figures, this is going to happen. As soon as this is going to happen. As soon as you make this, it's going to happen. As soon as you hit 7 figures, this is going to happen. It's not. It's not. No amount of money is going to make you any better. You got to decide right now that you're valuable as you are today. Because on Monday, I did not suddenly become more valuable version of me after we officially crossed over $1 million cash collected for the first time in a fiscal year. I didn't. My kids looked at me the same. We made Christmas cookies. My husband looked at me the same. My mom still bitches about that I leave my clothes on the floor and says, "You're never going to change, are you?" Right? She was still shocked that I made her go buy a $100 bottle of wine today. So I was able to do that, right? So there are amazing things that it does allow me to do. She called me and she said, "Did you know this bottle of wine is $119? I said, "Yes, Mom, I do. Buy the bottle of wine, bring it home." But at the end of the day, at no point do you suddenly become a better version of yourself because of any amount of money that you make. And so if you're anything like me that has built this up, this idea up, that as soon as you make a little more money, as soon as you hit that $1 million, people are going to think better about you. Maybe there's a bunch of people in your hometown that thought you were a nobody and you're going to prove them wrong. Guess what? They still all think I'm a nobody. They don't even know. And I had to decide that I was okay with them not ever giving a shit. That I was always going to be white trash, Alyssa Dillon. They won't ever care. Right? So, I hope I saw a lot of comments. I hope that was helpful for all of you to hear. Let's go up to the top. Because I know I saw some questions in here. So we're going to do a little bit of hot seat coaching as well. So Brenda said, restarting a new niche and gathering market research. This is great. So whenever I'm working on focusing on a new niche, for those of you who don't know, I started my coaching in the accounting space because I was an accountant. I was a CFO. So it really made sense for me to work with mostly bookkeepers and accountants. And it's because I knew them. But then I kind of left the space for a little bit, decided I was going to work with everybody. And then I circled my way back in 2022. So I don't think it's a coincidence that 2022 ended up being a very successful year for us. Given all the information I just gave you about it being a great year for us, circling back, having a really successful year. I, in the very beginning of, it was probably January, February, I decided I was going to move back into the accounting space because it just made the most sense. It was what I knew. It was who I knew. It was making up 80% of our revenue. And I was like, why do I keep trying to talk to other people when these are the people who buy from us? It doesn't make sense. So, it is the 80-20 rule. Don't spend money and time in marketing efforts of people that are not buying from you. Stop doing that, right? So for us, it was like, if we just niche down on our marketing message, we will likely be able to blow this up. That's exactly what happened. So I definitely recommend niching. I find that all of my clients that are niched have great success. Now, what's important about niching is a couple things. Number one, are they people that you want to work with? Do you enjoy working with them? All niches have caveats. There's always going to be a sector of a niche that you find is less desirable. There's a broke part of every niche. I explain it like this. If you have not heard me give this talk before, if you're newer to my audience, great, I'm going to do it. So we can look at a niche kind of like this, right? So they start here and we'll say they go on forever and ever. This isn't the end, but it goes on forever. So the beginning of a niche starts here. This portion of the niche we'll call the broke victim mindset portion of the niche. They're whiny. They haven't made any money yet. They are in their own way. They suck to work with. They do. It's just like, it is what it is. Let's call it what it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This is just like, oh gosh, you guys are You haven't found your way yet. It's okay. You will. You haven't yet. Maybe they won't, right? Maybe they won't ever find their way. They're not for us, though. Then there's a portion of the niche who has figured it out, right? They are making money. They're getting clients. They are doing fairly well. They're sustainable at this point. And then there's the portion of the niche that is in ascension mode. They're likely 7 figures and beyond, right? So there's that portion. Typically, accountants, bookkeepers, even coaches, we're usually targeting this portion of the niche. So you want to be targeting this portion. You don't want to be targeting this portion, right? When we target this portion down here, what happens is we talk to a lot of people who want things for free. They want to pick our brain. We get frustrated on calls with them. We spend all this time putting efforts into pitching them just so they can say, I can't afford it, right? Or they're like, well, I could just have somebody do it down the road that's going to charge me $20 an hour, right? So we don't want to focus on them. So how do you find these people, right? Number one, you have to make sure that these people are in places that you hang out. You hang out. Do you go places? Do you spend time places that these people are? I see a lot of times where people pick a niche and they're like, I want to work with, I'm going to say dentists. I want to work with dentists. And I'm like, cool. How many dentists do you know? And they're like, none. I'm like, how many dentists do you have phone numbers of? None. Do you know where to find dentists? No. Have you ever talked to dentists? Well, I have one dentist. I'm like, do you know him by name? No. If you called him right now, would he know who you are? No, I haven't gone to my dentist in 2 years. Cool. Probably not my first pick for you as a niche then. Do you guys know something about me? I probably have like 10 different dentists in my phone that at any given moment, I can call them right now and have lunch with them. I'm a weird anomaly person who I'm friends with all the dentists. Like I meet them everywhere. I sit next to them on planes. I become best friends with them. I've worked in multiple dental offices. I babysat all of their kids. I know all the dentists, like all of them. I've worked in all of their offices. I can tell you anything about Open Dental. I can tell you about all the technology of dental offices. I know everything about it. I could niche to dentists because I know about the industry, right? Do I know how to find them online? Yes, I do, because I know what groups to go in to find dentists because I know about their technology, right? I would go into the Open Dental private groups, right? I would go into another piece of technology I know about dental, right? If you know nothing about a certain thing and you just decided to pick that because you thought it might be a good idea, because you thought maybe these people might make money, you ain't going to have a lot of luck. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to work. So how do you do market research? You talk to these people. You talk to them. You have conversations with them, right? If you try to talk to them and it seems like they're recluses, like they're unicorns that you can't find because they're in a magic fairy land, that means it probably isn't a good niche for you, because people are just people. People are just people. They should be easy for you to find. If you go out to search for a niche that you want to work with and it's impossible for you to find them, and you're like, Alyssa, I cannot contact this person online or anywhere, and I've been trying for 2 months, that tells me you probably are picking the wrong person, right? But you should talk to them, 20 of them at least, 50 of them if you want to be real good, right? And you should ask them questions. You should ask them questions about where they hang out. You should ask them questions about their deepest desires. You should ask some questions about what they have tried before to get the results that they're looking for. You should find out their biggest secrets about their money issues, right? You should find out what they want to do with their money. You should find out what they don't want to do with their money. You should find out what kind of solution they would absolutely love to have, what they wish somebody would offer for them. Is this helping? Everybody? Good. All right. I told you I would do something that was helpful for everybody. All right. I got a lot of comments. Okay. I'm going to go back up. There's another question. Okay. How do you fight imposter syndrome and show up authentically for your ideal client? Okay, so show up authentically for your ideal client. So I want you to think about what is an imposter, number one. Define what an imposter is for me. Right? An imposter, actually, here, let's share my screen. Let's do this. Let's define what an imposter is. Actually, just imposter. A person who pretends to be someone else in order to deceive others, especially for fraudulent gain. What if I told you you are an imposter? You definitely are. What would you say to me? You clearly are an imposter. It seems to me like you must be trying to deceive others. Who asked that question? Is it Sarah? Is she still on here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Sarah, what would your response be if I told you you are an imposter? You're very deceptive.
That actually really hits me kind of hard because there's been a lot of people who have told me that I pretend to be somebody that I'm not when I've always tried to show up authentically. So, and I think that maybe I was just in the wrong groups, that I wasn't playing their game, but it is a deep-seated kind of fear of mine that I'm not going, that even if I do show up authentically, or if I show up in a way that's authentic to me, that it's not going to be authentic to somebody else, and I'll be perceived as an imposter to that group or that niche.
So even in a scenario where you're in a space, right? And you're trying to show up authentically, but no matter what, you could be perceived as deceitful or an imposter, because what if they don't think you're being authentic, right? And so the reality is only you know if you're being authentic. So, do you know if you're being authentic? Do you know what's authentic to you? That's a real question.
Oh, well, for me, I feel I love to talk. I love to chat with people. When, my mom always says that her favorite thing is that I am I'm very friendly and bubbly, and I always have a smile in my voice. And some people think that that's very fake, that there's no way that I could be this excited to talk to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're commonly misunderstood.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So it actually doesn't surprise me at all that you enjoy being in my company, because I commonly feel misunderstood, but I'm not if I'm in the right room. Right? We have how many people on here today? I think in this room, I think it's in the 30s. I don't know. I think last time I saw it was like 35 or something. 38. We have 38 people on here. I don't know how many people are watching on the Facebook, right? What I love about cultivating your own community is that the more you decide to be less of what anyone wants you to be and more of who you know that you are, the more you will attract the people who love you for you, and you'll never feel like an imposter ever again. I don't know why this made me so emotional. I think it just dawned on me for the first time that I haven't felt misunderstood and I haven't felt like an imposter in many years, because I have you guys. And so I gotta log off for the day. I'm done after this call. We're not doing any more calls. I am PMSing. That is what's happening. My birthday gift is hormones. I just realized that I have not had any kind of imposter syndrome, and I have not had any kind of feelings like this. Like, you know, I try to just solve this for you in such a tactical way, but I realized that I haven't felt this way in so long. And it's because I have cultivated a community, because I show up so much like who I am, that I don't actually get to feel that way, because you guys just fucking accept me for me, because I get to be me. And when I curse and when I am who I am, you guys either love me more, or I snap back at somebody who says, do you have to say the F word? And I'm like, yes, I do, because I'm 34 and I can. Right? Thank you, Josie. Have a happy holidays. Merry Christmas. So my answer to this isn't tactical. It's not practical, and I'm not going to try to solve it all. My answer to this is, the more you decide to be who you are and feel the most comfortable with being you, number one, you're going to find your real clients, right? Your real clients, the people who are never going to look at a price tag and say, oh, well, let me compare this over here, right? Because it's never going to be about the price. It's never going to be about if they find it valuable. It's always going to be about, you're the person I feel the safest with. You're the person that I want to be with, because you feel like the partner for me. You feel like the advisor I want in my company. You feel like the person that's going to get me to where I want to go and help me reach my goals. And that's what you guys need to be doing right now. That's really what the accounting industry needs. They don't need somebody to crunch their numbers. Anyone can do that. Computers can do that. AI can do that.
Yeah. No.
Pay attention. AI is doing amazing things right now. They don't need somebody to just do their books. They need partnership. They need allies. And so for you, if you never want to feel imposter syndrome again, have conviction in who you are and be nothing but that. You can never be the imposter if you're always just focused on being all of who you want to be. I haven't been an imposter and I haven't felt insecure in who I was because I'm just who I am, right? I haven't had to pretend. And so it is who I am, and this is it. This is what you get. Right? I never lie about anything. I never tell you guys anything that isn't 1000% true, even if I think it's something that you're not going to want to hear, right? Even if it looks like me cursing a little too much on a freaking live because I'm super passionate that day. Right? Even if my numbers don't sound that great that month because we had a rough month, I'll tell you that. Right? I don't care. Because I would rather be vulnerable and share the real parts of business and know that that's going to be what gets me clients, because I want to work with only real people where I don't have to pretend I'm somebody else, right? Where I don't have to fake it. I'd rather just work with people who are like, I want to work with you because you're real. And then I never have to worry about anything else. And I never have to think, man, am I the imposter? And so just be all of who you are and keep having conviction in that. The only reason right now that you've ever felt like an imposter is because other people have had opinions about who you are. Because there's been times where I've had people say, like, who have jumped on my social media and said, oh, you're a fraud. And it's like, oh my God, am I a fraud? And then you gather evidence, right? You continue to gather evidence, more and more evidence. That's like, wait a second. No, I keep helping people. No, wait, everything I do is real. And anytime that we haven't had an opportunity to help somebody to the best of our ability, like we try to give them space to, like, for example, we had a client just recently, who came into our program that we tried to do an onboarding call with. She did not schedule the onboarding call. She scheduled it out for like a month later. And we were like, girlfriend, you got to schedule your onboarding call, right? And so she was in our trial. We gave her an extra 2 weeks in our trial. We didn't have to do that. It wasn't our fault that she didn't do it, right? We didn't have to do that, but we wanted to. Like, things happen. Shit happens. Life happens. But if there's any time where we feel as though we can make something better for somebody, we will, because it's part of our core values. Go above and beyond, over deliver in everything that we do. Be better than anybody. Be the category queens. Make sure we're untouchable when it comes to delivering the service. That's our core value, right? And so if you keep that as a core value, be so authentic, no one could say that you're anything other than real. Imposter can't even come near you. I hope that helps. I'm sorry it wasn't practical tactical, but I think it is, in a sense, practical tactical. I think you begin to shed that when you just really have conviction in who you want to be. All right. We're coming into 2:00. We've been here for an hour. We went through a lot today. If anyone, we have 2 Christmas bonuses available for our mastermind. This is recorded. We always record them, and they're on the replay vault. You guys know how to get to our replay vault, right? If it's like Alyssa Tube. It's basically Alyssa YouTube. Do I have any of my team members on here today? They all had to jump off. Allie's on here. All right, thank you. Allie has that. All of the replays are on the replay vault. They're right there. Allie just dropped them for me. But we also have a 2 Christmas bonuses available right now if you jump into our Moneymaker Mastermind before Christmas. Our Moneymaker Mastermind basically is mentorship, giving you the models and frameworks, and the mastermind. Those 3 things. It is everything for your business. Thank you. I'm like having a loss for words, but we also have 2 Christmas bonuses that are available if you jump in before Christmas. And Alexis has 2 call spots. If you've been considering working with us, honestly, this is for anybody who really has been considering working with us in our mastermind. I will tell you, in 2023, we are only going to, she has 1 call available today. Okay. So she has 1 call available today. If anyone is interested, Allie, do you want to just drop her link? Honestly, Allie, you want to just drop her link? Anyone can book a call, because you can even book the call into 2023. If you have any interested in getting mentorship from us, if you are thinking about joining a mastermind, if that is on your list of things to do, and you want to add 100K or more to your company, we do have a 100K guarantee. So we guarantee you will make 100K or more in your company in addition to the revenues you already have right now. So that's not 100K right now, right? Like that's 100K in additional revenues. So if you're already at 200K, we guarantee you'll make an additional 100K on top of that. So we'll get you to 300K. Is there a replay vault for your Monday bootcamp calls? Yes, that is going to be in Kajabi. So if you are in boot camp, you should have the replay vault for boot camp in Kajabi. And Allie will make sure you have it. Yes. So, trying to think. Anyone have any questions about Mastermind? Okay. Allie's got to go. But Mastermind, we, again, like I said, we are only adding 100 people to that next year. We're going to keep that very, very exclusive. Brenda, if you're at all interested, honestly, I would just talk with Alexis on everything. Or I can have Alexis message you to have a conversation about it. I'm not going to go into great detail. We talked about it all last week. So honestly, I'm just doing a quick reminder that it's still available and the Christmas bonuses are still available. I talked about it a bunch last week. So let me, hold on. I'm just going to find you on Facebook really quick. Yeah. Okay, I found you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I just literally got your message. When did you send it? Oh, on December 10th. You were in my, I just got your message. You were in my, in that, like, you know, that weird thing. Oh my gosh. Do, 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 do. All right, I just sent you a message, Brenda. Okay. Anyone else want me to message them about Mastermind? I can message, I just message Brenda. You can message me privately if you have questions about it and you're not quite ready to book a call. We can do that. Amy, okay. Let me find you really quick. CHP. Is your name the same on? Oh, there you are. Yeah. Amy, I just sent you a message. So check your request section as well. I just sent you a friend request as well. Okay. All right. Anyone else before I jump off here? All righty. All right. Get down from there. My dog is standing on our Christmas gift. All right. Mwah. Today was good. Thanks for making me cry so many times. I will see you guys. Oh, hold on. Let me let Laura in really quick and let her know we're leaving. Merry Christmas. I will see you guys. I'm actually going to be on next week, so it'll be after Christmas, but I will be on. I'm actually going to go through like reflections of the year. I'm probably going to break down a rough P&L of like how we went, what I think went really well for us. So those types of things. So I'll see you guys next week. I will be here next week. Love you guys. I'll talk to you later.